Alright guys, good morning. What's up guys? Welcome to the Ivy League live stream. Today I'm going to I'm just going to get right into it. Hit that like button, subscribe. If we help you guys make any money, if you find any value from the stream, think about giving back to it. You know, it goes to the scanners, it goes to news, it goes to trade alerts, you know, lessons if you have questions, all that stuff. So if you find any value from the stream, please consider giving back. Hit the like button, subscribe. We greatly appreciate you guys. I want to get right into some of the names that I'm watching. So you guys know that I've been watching banks, or keeping an eye on them, I should say. So I want you guys to pay attention to 195 on JP Morgan. All right, I want to see if prior day's highs hold. All right, see if we can't get ourselves a nice little pullback in the 195. You may dip a little bit further. You know, the thing is even just looking at this, you know, I've been going over a lot of charts. I got to be honest with you guys, man. There's a few that I like. Like I like Apple, and I'm going to go back to JP Morgan, but like I got to be honest. And if you guys are looking at these charts are awful god looking. There's nothing, you know, you have a nice little double top here. Last Thursday, Friday's lows, blah, 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 blah. But more importantly, this chart is a recollection of the news with Google, okay? So some may say, oh, this is a nice chart pattern, break, retest. Okay, yeah, we're underneath the 50-day, nice. All right, Microsoft. Why is Microsoft not doing so bad like Apple? It's because of the Google news, and I'm going to get into it. So, plain and simple, let's go to JP Morgan. All right, we have the 100-day moving average right up in here by Friday's low and Friday's close on JP Morgan, okay? Little less volume than you had in the overall tech names on JP Morgan here. What's going on? Am I live? Okay, we're good. I didn't know if I was live. Sorry. So, I want to see if we can try to get ourselves a bounce to 200. You're going to have a minor level right here. It's at like 198. It's right in front of the 100-day moving average. Now, I'm not really going to be worried about this level to like Friday's low, but this is a level that I'm going to be watching for to see if we start to try to reject and cannot get through it. And what I'm doing is trying to look here for technical analysis. Like, obviously, yes, sure, would I like a 190 long? Obviously, that would be the best case scenario. But if we're pulling back and we're holding 195 right now, so if I can get myself a nice little easy trade, whether it's back to the 100-day moving average, really targeting 200, right? Previous highs, right? Buyers, sellers, locate them. It's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for a move to 200. You just have to watch 198, 190. Well, really 199, probably 198. The 100-day should still be right here. You have a lot of price action here, so your 50-day, 100-day, your moving averages will probably start to shift just sideways. So let's see if we pull back into 195. The problem with this is 15-minute, 5-minute, it looks like we could break it. It looks like we could get a pullback down into like 194, 193.50. All right, that little area from yesterday. But I would like to hold this box here. I would like to hold this area. So that's what I'm going to eye today for an easy trade. See if you can get a nice little bounce, catch $2, $2.50 on JP Morgan on pullbacks to $200, taking profits in front of the 100-day moving average. Why is there so many levels on this thing? I thought I erased the majority of them. Again, sorry for last night. I did get really tired last night after I ate dinner and was doing a few things. So I do apologize for not really having going live like I said I was going to. All right, so let's talk about this. Why is Apple down further than Microsoft? All right, Microsoft holding strong. Well, this is all relevant to this Google DOJ yesterday. All right, Apple gets roughly $20 billion from Apple to get them to place Google on Safari. Microsoft could actually benefit from this, is why you're seeing Microsoft hold up a lot better. It's at prior day's highs. Apple is not. So Apple is in a bit of a predicament here because this is a source of revenue for Apple, believe it or not. Google pays Apple roughly $20 billion in revenue to place their stuff on their, to place, Google on Safari. So this can help eat up market share for Microsoft, right? This takes away money from Apple. It helps Microsoft because they could start to gain some market share. They also have an AI product / search engine, which is going to benefit Microsoft. So understand what this Google News means and how you're seeing the charts play out differently on each name because it's going to affect each one differently. Apple is the one that benefited from it mostly. They're talking about possibly making their own, but they're going to need at least $20 billion to start and billions of dollars to continue it. All right. So, let's see here. So yes. Now again, this is if Google has to change their ways, then that does mean, this is at least 20 billion in revenue for Apple. Okay, 20 billion in revenue is what that is for Apple, and they're going to fight this, so it's not something that's happening right this second, but they're obviously going to fight it. So, and you like I said, you're going to see Microsoft do a little bit better because this opens up market share for Microsoft. So let's see if we get some type of strength out of the market. Now, yesterday, again, I'm going back to Apple because I want to go back to Microsoft. We only have a little bit of time here. Yesterday, I was eyeing up Apple. Now, this trade's pretty much, I feel like, been taken away, unfortunately. All right, I feel like this trade's been taken away. We had a nice setup up here. So, me, personally, I'm going to need a bounce back on Apple. I need a bounce back on Apple to at least get to like 210, or like 209.85. 210 was really the level I was looking for, 210 in that 50-day to try and, take Apple short. That relative strength may start to change with this Google news. So the strength that you saw from Apple over the past few weeks, past couple months really, past 2 months, could start to change. All right, let's go to the daily chart really quickly. Sorry that I don't really have this already done. What is that, 208? Let's see. So if we pull that up, and we've already pulled back into there, there's your pivot low. I still need a bounce back, guys, into that like 215. Up there at that 50-day. I would like to just like briefly get up there if I could. If we can, I mean. I got to stick to that. I do. I got to stick to that because I think that's going to, it's going to give us, it's going to, like, for those that don't know, right, or have the understanding that when you buy right, okay, you not only lose less because you don't have to give it as much room to do what the stock needs to do to show you that you're wrong. Sorry, I did not see the comments, guys. I'm sorry. Did you make any money yesterday? No, I didn't take any trades. I didn't take any trades yesterday. I told everybody yesterday that, I was waiting and being a little patient. I'm gonna figure out, let's figure out what's going on. I wanted to see a little bit of price action, so I didn't take anything yesterday. Tyreek, what's up, buddy? Good morning, man. So we'll look for bounce backs, plain and simple. Apple, let's look for bounce backs. All right, if the market is strong, you really want to, again, focus on Microsoft. Again, this Google news is big. All right, this is big, and you're seeing it play out. Look at the weakness in Apple. Because, again, remember, the Apple's, if you guys weren't here, Apple is a big beneficiary of revenue, roughly $20 billion, all right, worth of revenue from Google to be placed on Safari. So if the market bounces or if the market is weak, watch Apple versus Microsoft. Obviously, if the market's strong, then you want to watch Microsoft, because Microsoft is going to be, this benefits Microsoft, hurts Apple. Okay, benefits Microsoft. It actually kind of helps Google, because it's going to save them also 20 billion. Then you could say, all right, then the market share part of things could start to get ate up through Microsoft. But anyway, let's go back into the trade ideas. I do have Apple on my watch list, which I'll cover. So 195, all right, plain and simple, 195 on JP Morgan. I'm looking for a move back to the 50-day, not necessarily the 50-day. I'm looking for a move back to 200. 200 is the area I would like to get to, all right, on JP Morgan. You have the 100-day to dude, I swear to God, if this fucking chart does this one more time, I'm going to be done with it. I'm going to just throw my mouse right through my monitor. 200, right? 195. Watch it till like 193, 194, because you have this little area right here, pre-market highs. If I go to a 5-minute, 3-minute chart, you guys will see here on JP Morgan right here, this little support level. So this level here is another level I'll be watching right there. All right, right there, that level is, I'm going to make it that, 194. Yeah, so 194, 195. I'm going to look to see if we can start to hold those levels and look for bounce backs. If the market just sells off, all right, the market just decides to sell off, which the SPY's holding up well, and the Qs are not doing well, they weren't at least. So you can see here the Qs are underneath this level here from yesterday, right? And the SPY is holding it. So that tells me the Dow and the IWM are obviously holding up okay. All right, or should be. All right, should be. Nope, the Dow's not doing so hot. It's probably IWM with some of the earnings that came through, which I'll get into Palantir. So again, 194, 195, JP Morgan, 194, 195 holds. I'm looking for a long into 200 / the 100-day moving average. Apple. All right, Apple. I am looking to see if we get a bounce back to the 50-day, 210. Really, it's going to be 210. 210, 210.15, that 50-day. I wanted 215 to 216 short. I don't think I'm going to get it. So I'm going to continue just like yesterday to be patient. Which I have a couple more names. So write it down if you want and just keep an eye on it. You have some support here at 205. But bounce backs to 210 / the 50-day. Well, let's look for, at least I'm going to look for a rejection. And let me look real quick. So 210, Apple 210. 210. Yeah, and that 50-day should come down just a little bit and put us like right there at like 210 to 212. So I would give it a level. Again, I gotta reiterate to you guys that I was really wanting this area up here at like 215. We might still get it. Because if the market's gonna try to bounce, we're so overdone, which doesn't mean that we have to go higher, but you know, this is why I'm just going to be patient and I'm not going to try and be a hero, because this market's just, these charts aren't pretty. I'm just going to, you know, let it show me what I'm going to do. So 210, that 50-day, I need you guys to understand that like 215 and 216 is really where I want the short, which is like Friday's pivot low and last Friday's pivot low. All right, so this red box up here, not this one, that's the 50-day. You can see the color difference a little bit. I can make that one brighter. But if we, here's the thing. Thursday, Friday, you did pivot. You did pivot into that area on earnings. So you did bounce back to your earnings level. So let's just go. I'm just going to go with that 210 slash the 50-day. I'm looking for a short. Even though we are so overdone, I'll just take profits, as we get them. The thing is if you go to the daily chart here, you'll notice that you have a prior double top here that you did pull back to at 200, and you held it, right? You held the 100-day. I just feel like if we break back below this pivot low here, where are you headed to? You're headed right back into 200 slash 195. You're headed right back into that zone there at the 100-day moving average. And that 100-day should come up. You rejected the 50-day yesterday. So let's see if we continue. Let's just see what the overall market's going to do. All right. For me to be long, I'm going to look at like JP Morgan because it looks a little bit better. I'm going to focus on other names because there's some other setups that are better to be looking long. But if the market's weak, then I have a reason to be short Apple, and technical analysis really isn't going to matter because this has a catalyst to help bring this thing down. All right, so we'll look for bounce backs, 210, 50-day. If the market does decide to pull back, then there we go. I've had NVIDIA on my list, but the 100-day moving average, they're all setting up the same. We'll look for, man, this sucks. Here's the thing: is like trading NVIDIA, you have maybe $1.50 to $2 at most to the downside and to the upside. So there's not a trade there for me. All right, there's not even a trade there for me, in my opinion. Like if you guys want to trade this stuff, that's fine. You just have to understand that. Like you're talking about a small move. Like you're not getting a clear directional type of move unless you get some news. Where are you going to go? You have the 100-day right in your face, and then as soon as you pull back, you got $1.50 until you have a major level of support. So if you want to go for like, a 193 long to 195, that's up to you. Maybe you can hold off and get 108, 105, but here's the thing. If you're going to trade options, you have to understand if you're going to trade a up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down move, that's just going to eat premium away. And it's only going to be a matter of time before you start losing money and the stock continues to move in the direction you want it to. And you're still losing money because it's not giving you that continuation, right? You want continuation. You want to find something that's going to do this, right? Do that. Maybe even this to the upside. Right? You want that continuation. You don't want to just say, I have $1.50 upside, $1.50 downside. If you want to scalp it, you do what you want. That's fine. If you think you want to take a long from 102.60 to 104.75, that's $2 pre-market highs, or wait for the rejection up there. That's up to you. This is a lot of chop in there. All right, so just letting you know there. AMD had a nice day yesterday. Actually, AMD, I think, closed green yesterday, believe it or not, guys. Look at that. AMD closed green while the overall markets were down. ASML, same thing. ASML closed the day green. Baba, this is on the watch list. All right, so Alibaba had a really nice day yesterday. I feel like it's kind of funny that I brought this up, and as soon as I brought it up, a couple people went on CNBC and specifically said Alibaba had a nice day, and I'm like, yo, I know y'all seen my post. It's all good, It's how the market works, Again, a quick scan of the overall markets for yourself can help you out a lot to kind of see what's going on. AMC, I'm not sure, buddy. Let me get through this. We have just a couple minutes, so just give me 1 second. I can look real quick. I watch $5. If you break $5, see you have You have support at 490. So it's like, unless you're looking for 10 cents, you know, I think you got to be careful. Like, could it pay? Sure. Could you get 460? Sure. But like, look at this. Like, here's your, you drop, right? You drop, support. Drop, support. Drop, support. So it's like every 10 cents to 5 cents, you're like, you know what I'm saying? So there's no, unless, listen, I want to find something that has news, that has a reason to move. You're seeing Apple, right? Look, AMC is sideways right now. Look at Apple. Apple's falling off a cliff because there's a news catalyst behind it. Get Palantir. Pulling back. Got movement, right? I want something that's going to move. And that's just me. You know, I think AMC, you know, could it pay? Sure. You know, I'm not going to trade it because maybe there's news. I'm not sure. Don't you think there will be IV crush on Apple? Here's the thing. I forget who it was, but Theta and IV I don't worry about, because if I'm going to get a movement out of the stock, if the stock's moving, I don't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I have time. Like, it's just not really going to matter, in my opinion. I'm not going to worry about that, because the thing is if it moves, those premiums are going to go up, right? If I get the entry correct. And if I get the entry correct, number one, I'm already paying less, and I am giving it a smaller amount of room to move. Like, I'm going to know pretty quickly, versus if I get short here, then I got to wait for this area to break and hold for me to know that I'm wrong, right? So that's 3%. That's $6. That's a lot of room, you know? So I'm going to let this thing bounce. I'm going to give it the time that it needs up at the 50-day. I'm going to see what the overall market's doing. That already is going to eat up some time if we can get a bounce. You know, if we can't get a bounce and I see a very low volume bounce into here, then sure, I'm going to take this. I'm going to get short, and I'll take pieces off. I'll take a quarter of it off and through this pivot low yesterday, and I'll look to be targeting 200. I'm gonna get my money, and I'm not gonna worry about IV Crush or Theta, because I'm gonna make sure that I'm in something. Why are options going to be expensive? Earnings are over with. You've already had one full day of a consolidation. Options aren't going to be that bad. Well, now if you want to trade the SPY, sure. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you know, this is from yesterday, obviously. You're going to have time also take off from that. I'm going to be maybe with the volatility that's kind of building up. It's not going to be that bad. It won't be that bad. Again, we're going to look for an ATR of around $6. You know, we're going to look for like 206 to 212. So if I'm going to pay at $2 out of the money, we'll say, let's see, 250 out of the money. Yeah, you're paying right on. You're not paying any more than you would. And they may even be cheaper because you have another day. Now, if this was $4 and I'm paying $4 for a $2 move, then yes, I'm paying double than what I should be. But these are where they should be. These are where they should be. And I'm going to tell you right now, after that news yesterday and piecing the things together, again, I'm waiting for the market to give me the move. All right. I still have JP Morgan. I'm watching financials. All right. Yes, everyone's going to be paying more because of the volatility. It is what it is. And that is why I said yesterday and today, everyone needs to be careful and don't rush to trade. Wait until you see something, because you're going to pay more to make less. That's just a fact. That is the point of bear markets, is to drain money out the system, cut market caps. It's a deflationary event. It just is what it is. And I've been saying that for the past week. I said it last week when we got some downside. And more so yesterday. You're paying more to make less. So take your money. If you get paid, take it. Move on. All right. So JP Morgan, again, I'm want to see it. Look, it's already going to bounce. So we'll see what happens. They'll probably take this trade away. Alibaba. Yeah, there's news with Google. Yeah, yep. You know, it's all good. I'll be all right. I'm all right. You know, now somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, the only thing I want you to know is that you're paying more to make less. So if you get paid, take it. Don't trade just to trade because now's not the time. Just keep it at that. I'll let you guys know what I trade. If you want to trade it, that's fine. I'll try and give you guys a heads up. I'm trying to give you guys the levels here. Alibaba, I want to see if we continue to hold this 50-day. If we can't, then we'll look for, it looks like it wants to break now. Look for pullbacks to 76. And then a bounce off of 76 for a possible rejection. This thing may not move. It moved yesterday. If we continue to hold this level, hold on. Undo. Let's see here. This is why everything, guys, I gotta be honest, everything looks like poop. Like, everything looks like garbage. So that's 77. And we're rejecting 77 right now. Kinda. Let's see here. 78. If you get a bounce off of 76, okay, $76. If you get a bounce off 76, all right, which you could see was Friday's pivot low. Yesterday we kind of held it. It's also VWAP. If you get a bounce off of 76, we might be able to look for a move to 78. And or if we continue to consolidate right here, look for a move back to 78 and see if we reject it. So if we look here on the daily chart, you know, our resistance zone is 80. I'm honestly not sure if this continues or not. So listen, after yesterday, I'm going to keep my eye on Alibaba. Today, if we just consolidate, I want to see if there's an extension move higher. I'm not saying that there's going to be. If there is, you have room to $79, $80 if you're going to move higher. You just have to take profits in front of 78. Let me see here. So this was just such a sharp reversal. And you guys can see here, this support level down here at 76 is kind of your support, which you broke back into the area. So pullbacks into 76 ultimately is where I would like to buy. Yeah, you can see that resistance. See, it's already rejecting it. You'll probably end up pulling back into 75. So you know what? Just see if BABA stays above the 50-day moving average today. Right? You can see here pre-market. It's just right at it, and it's sitting on it. See if it tries to extend. If it extends off of it, then you have a move to $79, $80. All right? Just let it show you what it's going to do first. That's what I'm going to do. I'll talk you guys through the trades on what I decide to do. And it's Friday. But pullbacks to 76, which is, again, that pivot low from Friday's low. See if we hold there, then I'm going to be looking for two things. Are we going to reject yesterday's high and that 50-day and look to get short there and a move back down to 74? Or are we going to extend off of the 50-day? If we break it, pretty simple, guys. If we break the 50-day off the bell, which I don't know if we're going to. Let me see here. You know, we are kind of pulling back. If we break this level, then I'm going to look for a bounce off of 76. Then I'll look for a bounce into the 50-day at like 76.50. Then I'll look to possibly get short, depending on if that volume is low. Then we'll look for a move back to 75, 74. There's about $2 on that trade. If we continue to hold, which it looks like we're trying to get some buying pressure here now to go higher. Make sure if you do go long that you're taking profits in front of 78. Take a piece off. Take your money in front of 78. I'm going to put a dotted line there so that you know, if you look at the charts on my screen, you'll know that that is a take profit point in front of that area, in front of it, right? So something like 77.80-ish. And funny enough that that's that pre-market high there where it opened up at. All right. So let's see here. All right. So, Palantir. We have 3 minutes. Palantir, I'm still watching. Look for pullbacks. All right, so Palantir, it had earnings. I want to look to possibly trade Palantir today. All right. See, I'm just frustrated that, like, guys, like, again, there's not. I'm just like not really excited about a lot of things just yet, right? I'm not excited about a lot of things because it's not that I'm scared to go long or I'm scared to go short. It's just we're in like the market right now in a lot of these charts. Like you have such a small move before bang, you're in resistance to the upside and to the downside as far as support. Like you're just getting ready to move into some chop. So if you get $1.50, $2, $3, whatever you're trading, make sure you take some money. That's all. Be sure to take some of your money because you could just get what you had yesterday. You notice how yesterday we had that move higher and then we just sat sideways all day? It's kind of what, all these charts are gearing up to look the same. So you can see we're trading right now at about 27.30. You have some minor resistance up here at 27.50. Okay, on Palantir on that daily chart. You also have the 20-day moving average, which is also right there. Okay. I'm going to use this. So what I'm going to look for is to see if we're going to continue to reject that. Let me go back to the charts. All right. So we've already pulled back. Let's look to see if this is going to reject. All right. We look for a rejection up here and look for a pullback. All right. And that pullback, I obviously want to take it back down into the 50-day. If not $24. They had beat earnings, they raised guidance. If we can regain this 20-day, like if you see us hold, if we pull back one more time the pre-market lows to 26 and that 50-day, then you could look for a long. Just like I said, I'm going to walk you guys through the trade. I think you need to look for pullback longs if you want to be long. All right, just understand what's going on here. This level here at 27.50 is pretty major, guys. All right, it's like 27.50 to 27. It's about a 50-cent range. So you could just make it something like that. You guys see what I'm saying? See how there's support here, resistance / support, pivot low at like 27.26. So 27.50, 27. If you pull back in there, see if it holds. We'll look to see if 27 holds. If it cannot, then we know we're going to get a move back down to like 26, 25, 50, that 50-day moving average down into this range here. If I'm taking the short, I'm looking for a move back down into pre-market lows. And then we'll figure out if we want to go long or not, depending on what the market does. All right. That's that. I think you get a pullback right off the bell. Just being honest, I think you pull back right off of the bell. And then we will see if it can hold and recover. If it cannot, oh my God, that just blasted my eardrums out. So I do apologize if it happened to you too. All right, let's go over to here. Oh, Tesla. Tesla had a recall, guys. By the way, China Tesla recall. Look, it's getting ready to pull back right now. Watch Tesla here. See if Tesla can bounce, actually. Let's go to the charts. Let me pull back Palantir. Flexible grid. Give me my 1 minute really quickly. I feel like my stuff's moving weird. So I feel like we could start to see. I'm actually really curious if some of these brokers are having trouble with money. I wonder if there's money problems in the markets. Because I'm seeing a few different things here. You have twice now, you've had people. All right, so there we go. Palantir right now is at the 20-day moving average. You're seeing that rejection area up here. Let's see. There's your pullback. Let me see real quick. Hold on. Fuck. My charger's messed up. Okay, so here we go. I did not see this earlier at 26.75, but I still think Palantir should pull back.
The NTSB releases documents from the investigation of the January Boeing 737 MAX 9 incident. Said a systemic issue witnessed at Boeing's factory was employees not following instructions. Boeing executive Lund says 737 MAX production rate fell to.
And there's your pullback. There's your pullback on Palantir. Congrats, guys. You can see my charts. Sorry, my charts are really jacked. They're jacked to the tits right now. They're not working at all.
There's a Boeing falling here now.
There's some news here with Boeing. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. So there's a nice little support level. That's a minor. It's a low volume pullback. That was a low volume pullback there. Bro, come on. Okay, Apple is trying to bounce here. All right, so we are below already. Yeah, let's look for that 208. Let's see. Come on. Dude, these charts need to start working with me. Need to start doing something here. All right, so in my opinion, I got to be honest, Apple is where are we at? 205. $2. You're paying $2 for a $5 move. Come on, bro. My stuff is really messed up, guys. It's just there's so much lag right now. Like, look how slow time and sales is going to the top right. I'm gonna be careful because I can't see the so look, Microsoft pulling in a prior day's high. Let's see if Microsoft can catch a bounce here, and you would look for a move back into like 405 on Microsoft. Here you go. Let's see here. Can the SPY, not the SPY, but yes, the SPY and the Qs. Let's see. Can we get a little bounce here? I don't have the SPY up just yet. Come on, man. So we're still up at that area of resistance. Let's just wait a minute here. Microsoft does look really good for, if it holds here, you could consider a bounce into 405. Take your profits in front of 405. I know it doesn't sound like much, but take what you can get. You know, take what you can get. If it's not something you're interested in, then don't take it. Just be patient. So Microsoft's coming in with the gap up. Apple's coming in with the gap down. All right. We look for pullbacks, longs, and bounce back shorts. I mean, this news is pretty significant, I think. Again, I'm not doing anything with Apple until I get a bounce back to at least 208 area. I'm not doing anything. 208, 210, that 50-day moving average. Let's go take a look at Alibaba real quick. 50-day still hasn't moved. That 20-day is getting yanked. Holy cow. This is crazy. Like, and I gotta be honest, guys. My opinion was to see if we could get a bounce back into like 215 or so. But after that news, man, the SPY is like just sitting sideways. Sitting sideways. So here's Palantir moving, pulling back. I just feel like mine is... I feel like it's already down here and I'm just lagging behind. You have a little bit of support possibly right here. Alright, coming in at 26. So watch 26 and see if that's going to act as support. Nice job if you took that, if you grabbed puts or got short right off that bounce back into the 20-day 2750 area. Nice job. Take your money, take your profits. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Let's go look. Let's go look here where we can see a few different names at the same damn time. Alright, look at NVIDIA, guys. NVIDIA, you have some room down into $99.50. That's about $1.50. Pre-market lows. You just rejected the 100-day. You could have a nice move there, especially the Qs. This could be a nice rejection on the Qs, guys. Keep your eyes on that. I would look for a move back to 432.50. Oh shit, I forgot about JP Morgan. Okay, so it did pull back. Alright, cool. So it just pulled back. Alright, so it's rejecting 195 right now. Look at it. Look at how JP Morgan pulled right into 195 or 194, guys. I told you. Look at that. It pulled right into 194. It's bouncing. Retesting yesterday's low. Keep your eye on the Dow. No, come on. Keep your eye on the Dow. Let's see. The Dow's bouncing. Alright, let's take a look. It's probably not up yet because it's only been 10 minutes. Because I'm not paying for this shit. Unless you guys want it, then we can. But we'll pull up the heat map in just a second here. Let's see. Alright, so JP Morgan is rejecting up there. I have way too many areas up here. Like, there's way too much going on this chart. Just got to get rid of it. It's at 205. 200. There we go. Yeah, let's do it. I'm looking for a bounce back. I'm going to try to get long this. Again, be careful, please, because this could just reject. The volume is not good looking right now. Come on, bro. I cannot stand these damn charts. Can't stand it. That's a nice pullback into 194 there with your trade line VWAP cross. You just have to see if you have enough, you know, make sure you see what your volume is like to the upside. I have to just get all my charts straight again and then go ahead and do the, whatchamacallit, the thing I always do, which is the time sales here. JP Morgan, I'm not going to do it right now. All right, guys. Let's see here. Keep an eye on this. The market's not really moving. Just keep an eye on that 195 level there. Keep an eye on your trade line. JPM. Again, you know, a name like Palantir may be a better name to trade today because it had earnings. It has news. It may give you the run that you're looking for, the move that you're looking for. JP Morgan might just sit here and consolidate for quite some time and not necessarily move. How can I do this? Let's see. So that's support resistance. Okay, so we just made that resistance. There we go. I can do it like that. There we go. All right. So there we go. Apply. I do apologize again. It's just when everything is lagging like it is. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. Come on, where's the SPY? Where's the SPY? Let's see here. So the SPY is still a bit green. So SPY just pulled right into prior day's close. Dude, it feels like everything is lagging. So it just broke yesterday's close. Again, it's going to be an area. Dude, everything is lagging for me. Everything. All right, here we go. There it goes, guys. There it goes. Let's see here. What are the deltas at? Damn. Is that a 200? 200 call. And there's a wick. All right, let's see here. The volume is crap. I feel like the market's just trying to eat volatility right now. You can see how it's just really slow to do anything. See if we can get a pullback in here, then maybe we'll look for it. That's a nice little double bottom right here on the 1 minute. You guys can see here. There's 1, 2, double bottom. Prior day's close. Let's see. It may just start to continue here. And I don't want to be long a sector that could be in trouble. There's just some signs that I'm seeing with my broker and the fact that a lot of the overnight sessions are closing trading at night. Why is that? Do they not have the liquidity that they need? And they're just saying, oh, it's just because of a lot of volume, this, that. Guys, and this is what happens. If you guys look, Dan Niles, I posted this yesterday, had brought this up. Now, I posted this here 2 nights now, just two different brokers. Okay, is this a sign of bigger things to come? There's a reason why I posted this. There's always usually, when things start going, you need an institution to really blow up and something to get going. And Dan Niles brought this up. Whether the unwind of a yen carry trade leads to some large, highly levered financial firm failing, much like Lehman or LTCM. So, you're seeing this. Remember how things changed with like GameStop? Remember how we had GameStop? There she goes. Look, that was a nice pull. So, I'm lagging. It looks like apparently I'm lagging like really badly today. Where Thinkorswim is. You remember how GameStop would just pop? And I told you guys that I was like, yo, what is up with this like 1 minute candle where it just goes and it looks like they pin the price to a certain level and then it just sells off of it? Like they're physically doing what they want with it. I feel like there's been a big change in the financial markets and you're seeing a lot more control by brokers, institutions that run the markets. You're seeing it with GameStop, with DJT. Remember, DJT did the same exact thing. Guys, you should not have a stock open up at $30 and then go from 30 to 60 in just 1 minute candle. It's like you just had all these orders you just went and filled and pretty much shoved the price right there at that level, and you couldn't get above it, and you just sold off from there. It's almost like they pre-planned, if this happens, your orders are going to get filled here. We're going to have you short here also to get that, what you lost back. Something. I'm just saying. And now you're having issues with this overnight trading. I'm having trouble having money get cleared that I transferred over. I'm like things are not okay in the financial world. I'm telling you guys right now. It all started with, I noticed some changes, because you don't just open up a stock. A free market would let that stock get bid up or bid down according to buyers and sellers agreeing to certain prices. Not here's the price opening up at $24, $25, and in less than a second it just gets pinned to 55. That's not how this works. So there's a lot going on there. Did anybody take this JP Morgan trade? I'm just curious. Let's keep it going. We'll go look at some of these other names here. Let's go look at Baba real quick. You're seeing a nice pop off of Alibaba as well, right off of this, right off of 77. All right, so Alibaba, continue with the volume. If it can continue, look for moves, take profits in front of 78. You would target $80. Okay, $80 on Alibaba. All right, that's the top end of the range. You do have some resistance up here, actually. Actually, be careful there at 70, 78, 77.50. Be careful, actually. Even though, here's the thing. You have the 50-day moving average on your side. Why is this thing getting pinned to the left side of my screen when I'm not asking for it to do that? These stocks don't get pinned to the left side of my screen. Watch this level here at 78. Where did I just see it? I just saw it. Support, resistance. Yeah, this level right here could actually start to become resistance. And you could just sit in a range from, what is that, 77.60? 77.60 in that 50-day. So there you go. Pivot low, resistance. If you get above this, level here, let's see. Does it pull back off of it? Let's see. Well, there's your tail right off of that level. And there's that. All right. So, yeah. Just funny things are happening right now. It's really funny how things are. Look, the market's not moving because they are selling options and sucking the. You could actually be short. Like if you're looking for something right now, volatility has ramped up again in the bond market. You could look at TLT. You could look for VIX puts. Look for the VIX to pull back. As long as we continue to consolidate, you're going to look for the VIX to start to pull back. UVXY, VIX, whichever one you want. You can look for pullbacks. All right, look for pullbacks there. God damn, that's insane. That's insane. So yeah, and as vol flattens, AAPL, and look. There's a nice retest on Apple. So Apple is going to sell off here today. Microsoft. Did anybody take the Apple short? Microsoft, Google, QQQ. Bounce, reject. Come on. here. Support, SPY. Let's go look at the Dow, guys. Dow has some nice volume. The Dow could start to see some strength. Watch if semiconductors are going to be strong again today, right? Look for Intel, especially if the Dow is going to bounce. I know there's a lot of bad news with it. All right, so there's that pullback on Palantir. So again, if you haven't done so, please hit the like button, subscribe, think about giving back. If you want to sign up for a one-on-one or give back to the stream, you know, there you go. Palantir right off the bell, right back into that 50-day moving average, $25. The target for this is, honestly, 25.24. Looking for 24 would be awesome, but you're above the 50 days. So you got to take some profits in front of that 50-day moving average. Nice job there. Nice job there. Let's see here. So what did Tesla do? Tesla had some recall. I don't know how bad. There's a nice possible rejection there, but let's see here. Let's see here.
With the Fundrise Innovation Fund, you can invest in some of the world's top tech companies, including those leading the AI revolution before they go public. The future is now open.
It's another rejection out of Tesla. Intel's popping. It's holding prior day's high. But, you know, again, you got to be careful with this. It has some bad news with it. There goes JP Morgan. It's still going, guys. Damn, I should have taken it, but I wasn't sure if the market was going to pick up or not. Nice job. I missed that one. That's totally my fault that I didn't take that. Nice job. Nice job. Nice job. Anybody take these? So you're up 20% on those JP Morgans, depending on where you got in. They were 90 cents. They're at $1.20 now, $1.15. So you should at least have roughly about 20% on that trade. And anybody that's, you know, got a little bit of size. Obviously, you don't want to just like go in with crazy size with everything that's going on. But you do want to just worry about packing on the gains. Pack on the gains. So there's that pivot low from yesterday. Watch this level right here on Apple. See if it rejects, and you have VWAP coming in there at 204. $204. 15-minute chart. I don't know why this is doing this. I really don't. I don't understand it. So what else is on the watch list? Let's see. That's a nice pullback off that 100-day there. That's a nice reversal on NVIDIA. Still hasn't really moved that much yet. AMD. AMD's selling back off. Look at that. Look at that rejection there and that volume on AMD. Watch if semis bounce here. Like, that could have suckered some people in, but if this continues to be weak... Alright, so it looks like it's going to retake it. Okay, that's fine. Do what you do. Do what you do, AMD. Let's see here. If it cannot break above there... Watch for this pullback. Look. Watch 132 rejection on AMD. Bro, look at it. See how it's to the left here? And none of these charts are? Fucking ridiculous. Alright, so that's why. It's probably going to head up to 135 and then look for a pullback. though, man. This Friday's low. I may go ahead and what's up, bro? So what's everybody looking at? What's up? Let me know in the chat. What are you guys watching? Did anybody take advantage of any of the trades we talked about? Dude, this is gonna like really get me frustrated. This is gonna get me frustrated. Is the SPY? Damn, so the SPY did bounce. You gotta be shitting me, bro. You gotta be shitting me. Alright, here we go. 524 on the SPY. Look for 524. You gotta be kidding me. Sorry, I dropped my phone under my desk. All right, 524. It's a nice volume too on the SPY side. Here, just understand what's going on. You have a couple dollars left. You have a couple dollars left to the upside. See if you get a pullback that takes you back to VWAP at 520. Then I actually might look for a long there off of 520. I know it sounds crazy, but if you could get this entry here, boom, that would be nice. That'd be a nice entry. Shake and bake to the downside. A shake and bake pullback long. Make them nervous. You know, and another thing is you might want to look at some of the small caps that, you know, some of your top gainers. To, like, if you're too worried about, if you're too worried about, like, what the market's doing and the uncertainty of what may or may not happen, you could look at some small caps. Just an idea. Right? If the market's gonna, you know, kind of, you know, be really volatile and you don't think you can trade it, then you could look at some of the top gainers for a possible trade there. All right, let's see. So that's a resistance level at 522. $2 to the upside. Let's see. Let me go here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I don't know why it still does that. It just pulls the price action to the left. Alright, so there's the Dow. Also resistance. You got some resistance up there. The Qs. Damn, JP Morgan's opening up now. Nice job. Beautiful job for anybody that took that. It's a nice trade. That's a really nice trade. All right, so the Qs have
Ionic Canuck awarded
let's see here.
contract.
Let's look at this 440 level for a rejection pullback. You have to watch low a day because that you may just get stuck in chop between low a day and this pivot high. If you know, if you can break 432, I don't know why you would, because I don't think we really have news right now to break that level. Shit. Yo, I'm getting so tired of Thinkorswim. I do apologize. Getting so tired of Thinkorswim, but anyway, I would look for that to be your target. You know, this pivot low here. We're not really moving today. We're not really moving. We do have some volume today. Let's see though. Can we reject here? Can we reject and really start to bring it in? All right, you keep an eye on the size of the orders. I'm not really seeing any crazy size, which you would expect to see pops in front of there. You would start to see some big size start to get filled and step in. They could also be hiding it. You know, we have a lot of volume, but it's a lot of little orders. So there's a 4,000 fill to the sell side.
Canaccord with a $94 price target. That's Charlie Lehman, November.
This is why I think, is Amazon going crazy? Let's see. Bro. You call that going nuts? That's right. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. There's AMC. AMC's bouncing. You gotta pop through that 511, 510 level. JP Morgan's moving more than Amazon's moving. Look at that. There you go. Ta-da! Again. Nah, you're good, buddy. It's all good. I'm just messing. I know. I'm just messing with you, Ding. I'm just messing with you. But, ta-da. There you go, guys. Take your profits in front of 198. That's a 50% profit right there. You're up 50%. $40.41, $1.37 from 90. We'll say 95 cents. Nice job. Great job, guys. Take your money. Pullbacks in the 194, 195. Look, I literally to a T gave you the entry point. Fuck. I do too much, man. I do too much. I gotta relax. And I said the Dow was starting to, you know, lead us, right? The Dow was starting to break through highs, had a little more strength in it than the overall markets. Which right now, yeah, see the SPY is still below yesterday's high. The SPY is still below yesterday's high. The IWM is also, so the Dow is where you want to be. All right, great job. Nice job, guys. I missed it. I was looking around talking about Palantir, so it's unfortunate. I wish I did. You know, I'm only one person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to, like, have a show here, do a broad scope of what's going on. And sometimes that means that, you know, I get left out, you know. I wanted to grab this pullback here. If you look right here, right there, I think it was that pullback, or no, it was this one. I can't remember which one. It was one of these pullbacks here. Yeah, it was that one there. It was that one. So what I was looking for when I came back to this and it had already broken above 195 was a pullback that would take us back into like 195.50, and it never quite got in there. And you can see that it just pulled back and it kind of wicked and then ripped higher. And that trade line that was down here kind of just got pulled with it. It's frustrating. It's definitely frustrating. I pointed out the double bottom. I don't know, man. It is what it is. It's all good. It's all good. But like I say, if you guys listen to the analysis, write it down. And even Palantir, right? Palantir, look for that bounce into what was it? 127. Look for the short, right? We said pop right off the bell. Look for the short into the 20-day. Pop off the bell. Look for the short. Bang. 27. There you go. So that's another one I missed. You know, because I was kind of scanning around for and whatnot, but it's all good. It happens. I'll be all right. I'll live. Kind of frustrated though that I missed that. Really frustrated that I missed that. And again, what's the point of that, right? Is that whether you believe the trade's going to work or not, you understand that 27 for Palantir. You understand that 24 for JP Morgan. And it gave you a double bottom on it. It held it not once. It held it twice. Right? And then you left that level with an increase in volume. So not once, not twice. You could technically say 3 times on the 3-minute chart. You know, it held. You have the Dow that's strong or stronger, right? Relative strength is in the Dow. JP Morgan is the leader of the banks. So if there's any bank that's going to go, it's going to be JP Morgan. Double bottom. You left that level with an increase in volume. But the point also is that at 194, you're going to pay less. And you don't need much room to know that you're wrong. It breaks 194 and starts closing. You start closing below 194, you're out of the trade. So you're only risking maybe 20 cents to make $2. That's a huge trade. That's a huge trade. And that's the point when volatility gets like this, is that you really hone in on the trades that are worth it, right? I've got the Dow, I've got a leader. I'm going to match a leader with a leader, JP Morgan, and this is why the trade worked out. And now you should be taking profits in front of this level, in front of it, in front of 198. And you should start to see that happen here. If you don't, then that's really telling you how damn bullish this thing is. So, congratulations. Congratulations. You have a level here on JP Morgan, or not JP Morgan, but Apple here. Let's see if we can get that bounce back, and we'll look to see if we can get a bounce back rejection on Apple to see if this market can pull back a little bit further. I think you can get above this level at 204.85. I think you can. But just in case you don't. Okay, so it already has. Fuck, that really pisses me off, bro. It's frustrating. I just wish at least somebody in here was able to take advantage of that. So if the SPAL can... and remember what I said with Microsoft. If the Dow can continue... And look, there's 524 on the SPY. That's number 3. That's the third trade. Right? We said pullbacks. You said from 522, you said look for a long to 524. And where did we go to? 524. Nice job. Nice job, guys. Nice job. So that's 3 for 3. Was I wrong on anything? I might be wrong on Apple downside. Let's go look at BABA. I wasn't too clear on this, but BABA, we were right. We said watch to see. This one was a little tricky. I will give you that. Shit. See, I can't take it now because 78 is the level that could be a possible rejection. I could look for... I gotta find something here. I gotta get something here. I gotta get something. Let's go look at Tesla real quick, even though... So this is a bit weaker. So if the market does pull back here in the next couple minutes, if we can get a pullback, this is probably the name we want to look at. Tesla, Apple. These are the names that are not really participating in the rally. I know a lot of you guys should do a little bit better, even just by watching me trade and just talking you guys through what I'm seeing and going on should definitely help you guys out a little bit. I just think it's important to, when you have times like this, just understand what you know what I'm saying, you need to do. And that's why, you know, how many people do you guys know that were focused on banks today or JP Morgan as a, you know what I mean, as like, you know, and again, understanding and keeping your expectations within, you know, where they should be, and understanding we're looking for like $2 there, or really $5, right? Or no, about $5 to $6, which is still a nice move. Looks like Tesla might be struggling up here. Hold on. Let me go to Palantir. Might get a second entry here on Palantir. But again, it's got to be worth it, right? It's not worth it here. It's worth it up there, because you don't have to wait very long to know that you're wrong. Look at Baba. Baba's just ripping, guys. Baba's just ripping. Baba's just going. Now you got candles closing at highs. All right, I'm going to look for a Tesla short here. Let's go look right here. Let me make sure I'm good. Let me make sure everything is good. Good. Come on. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss this. If you guys want, there's probably a Tesla short. Bro, I swear to God. Sorry that the mouse is right next to the mic. This thing is a joke. I'd be careful, but, you know, I think Tesla could start to pull back just a little bit. I just don't know if you're going to get the follow through. I feel like I should just take it anyway. You know, I think you would look for a move here in a 187.50, 190, actually, 190. Look for that move in the 190, guys, on Tesla. Oh my God. You got to be kidding me. You fucking jerk off. Again, I had to do my technical analysis on it. It is what it is. Still some buying stepping in there. You had to get it up there at 199. All right, 198 honestly, because you know, you could still take it and look for a low at day. I would suggest giving yourself time just in case it kind of like dicks around for a little bit and wastes a bunch of time off the clock. Michael Saylor is on CNBC right now. I'm going to turn this on.
Co-founder, chairman of MicroStrategy. Michael, it's great to speak with you. Thanks for being back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we did see this mini crash in Bitcoin yesterday. It's traded as a risk-on asset, considered a proxy for liquidity in the markets. At least one technician I've spoken to in the last 24 hours said we're really range-bound here, up to 61,000. What's the next catalyst? What breaks it out?
You know, I think the events of Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville a few weeks ago were just very catalytic and marked an inflection point for Bitcoin. You had presidential candidates, you had governors, you had senators, you had House members, you had CEOs, you had billionaire investors in the audience. Senator Lummis presented a strategic Bitcoin reserve bill, and that's our Louisiana Purchase moment. What happened there was the Overton window shift. Now it's possible to discuss nation states holding Bitcoin on the balance sheet. And if nation states are going to buy it, then it's reasonable for institutions, corporations, and individuals to buy it as well. So that was tremendous.
And former President Trump got behind the idea too. So it's a good idea? You think a strategic reserve for Bitcoin is a good idea?
Well, Thomas Jefferson purchased the Louisiana Territory for $15 million in 1803 and nearly double the size of the United States. Seward paid $7 million for Alaska. It's got $1 trillion of oil underneath it. Everybody's going to be doing business in cyberspace. Bitcoin is scarce, desirable digital property. It's a great idea to trade a little bit of currency or paper for some place that billions of people are going to be in 100 years. So yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like there's always been this ethos around Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general that they're decentralized, digital gold. You've called it digital real estate in the past, and it's sort of a hedge against inflation. It's a hedge against governments spending too much money, for example. So the idea that governments would be holding it seems like it goes against that.
You know, it's desirable property. And if you're capitalizing a country based upon scarce desirable property, buying Manhattan, buying the United States, buying Alaska, anywhere you can do business, it's the basis of a great empire. So, no, I think it's a good idea for a nation, but it's an equally good idea for a corporation, an individual, a family, or the like.
Okay, so Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is clearly on the ballot. What's at stake then in November?
You know, and what you have is two constituencies. You've got traditional finance, and traditional finance operates 19% of the time. It costs $40 million to take a company public. You know, there's no credit, there's no liquidity on the weekend. Bitcoin represents a different thing. It represents the 21st century. So I think the millennials are looking at the world today, and they think, electricity, water, elevators, the internet, they operate 100% of the time. Bitcoin operates 100% of the time. Why are we stuck with 20th century banks, money markets, and capital markets that shut us down at 4 p.m. on Friday, don't open up until 9:30 on Monday? You know, if we did that to your food, your water, or your air, it would be considered cruel and unusual punishment.
You're buying more here. You've raised more debt to do that in recent months, filed last week to sell more shares. How does this strategy continue to play out?
MicroStrategy is a Bitcoin development company. We're an operating firm, and that means we have some advantages over a trust company. We've got permanent capital. We can generate cash flows. We've got operating flexibility. Our shareholders want more Bitcoin per share. They think if we get more Bitcoin per share, that's creating shareholder value. That means we're pursuing BTC yield. Whenever we can do a capital markets transaction
See if
that's
it actually
accretive
starts to
and generates
break
more
down
Bitcoin
here.
per share, we'll do it.
Actually, see if
the
Microsoft starts to
ability
break
sell
down and look for
equity into
pullbacks in the
market at a premium
394,
to net asset value.
395.
We have the ability to issue convertible bonds. We have the ability to generate operating cash flow. We're just going to keep generating more Bitcoin per share any way we possibly can by selling the volatility of the asset class and then sweeping it into the underlying asset.
Founded as an enterprise software company, Business Intelligence, MicroStrategy. That business has enabled the build out of this Bitcoin book. Can the core business continue to generate enough cash flow to support the business for Bitcoin, or support Bitcoin and the business there, given the fact that revenue has been stagnating?
The business is stable and it is a cash cow, and we have a lot more room to issue debt based upon that cash flow. But we've also got options like convertible bonds and equity and the like, and some other strategic alternatives that will allow us to continue to raise capital to buy Bitcoin.
Michael Saylor.
Thank you.
Oh. Michael Saylor, thank you.
Still ahead, we're going to hit Alphabet. This, of course, after Google lost a major antitrust case.
All right, let's see here, guys. Again, let's see. Can it break down here? Can it do something? Palantir. Let's see. Let's see what you're gonna do when they come for you. I still think, man, that's a nice hold. I gotta say, that is a nice hold at 26. 26 is holding just fine. Weird. So we have, it kind of looks like you're going to be stuck between the 20-day and that 50-day moving average. So you probably trade the range until one of those breaks. Let's keep it going. Tesla just not doing anything. Meta's having an alright day as well. Looks like, let's see, she's back up there. Another name that you want to look to be long is Meta. If the market, shows some strength or a bounce back, then you could look for Meta. See, that's crazy that volatility is up for the up moves. Usually it's the reverse. You know what I'm saying? That's actually kind of funny, and that could actually hurt some people. So when the SPY is going up and everything's going up, and you notice that your options aren't, they don't cost that much money, and you're here, you're like, damn, like it's kind of stinks, but it is what it is. It's all good. So, did anyone here take any of the trade ideas today? Anyone? Come on, y'all. Let's get this like up. We can do it. Let's get this like button. Hit that like button for me. Let's go. Damn. Alright, Coinbase, chillin'. Let's see here. What do we have written down? DJT, GME, AMC. I couldn't think of anything that rhymed with it. Oh shit, you know what I forgot about? Excuse my language. I forgot about ARM, you guys. I forgot about this name. I forgot about this. And that's a nice pullback. That's not good. That's not good. You don't want to reverse the reverse. Once you reverse the reverse, you're just asking for trouble.
He joined us last hour to discuss that landmark decision where a federal judge ruled Google violated antitrust law by stifling rivals when it comes
Well, it did it again. It's time to throw the mouse through the monitor.
shares of Apple, which actually had been down as much as 2.5% earlier. Why? Well, Alphabet's being
All right, so let's go look at Apple and Microsoft. They're talking about that right now. Is this...
on Apple devices. That's a big number that comes into Apple.
What time is it? It's 10:30.
Carry those devices around.
It's a big number. It's a big number that could potentially change here. Gotta wonder what it's going to mean for some of the other players in search that are trying to take on even just a little bit more market share, like Microsoft's in the world. We know Alphabet is going to appeal this decision, but we also know that we've been talking about the possibility of regulatory.
I mean, I think this is huge. I do. I think Microsoft has a lot to gain from this. And damn, Google did. No, not really. Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, the advertising case continues with the DOJ in terms of Alphabet. Interestingly, this case was originally brought by the Trump administration, but taken to fruition.
KINS Kingstone Company's getting a pop here. Kilo India Reverend Sandy.
Plenty of other cases, the FTC coming after Amazon.
Okay, so
Some call activity on Kingstone.
if we
October $5 calls on KI
According to Cantor, there'll at least be a
and S.
resistance.
even though the judge made
Man, these charts are just awful looking. They're so bad looking. They really are.
will be done.
They're so bad looking.
There's a halted.
And then, of course, you're going to have the appeal anyway, so it's not going to be in place.
It's pretty fascinating too because
I think trading should be halted with the way these charts are looking.
by this, right? Because
Like Tesla looks like crap.
paying for this and your footprints across the web. But it's
Nvidia looks like crap.
this across the different companies looking to pierce this part of the
Let's go see here. The SPY.
thing that has
Who can you guys type a number 1 if you think the SPY is going to get above 524, and give me a number 2 if you think it does.
to me in terms of
Think we get a? You think we get a test of Friday's low or Friday's close? Any type of Friday's price action? You think we get up to it? Give me a number 2 if you think so. A number 1 if you think we will not get there today. Kind of curious because there's a level here that I see. I'm wanting to see if anyone else kind of feels like we could get up there, or if they see what I see.
all right, more will be revealed. In the meantime, stocks are reacting to this. We'll still ahead this hour. The CEO of CSX, his read on the broader economy after a quarter that saw.
Let me turn this up.
And as we head to break, check out shares of J&J spinoff at the top of warm on the S&P 500 today. The maker of Band-Aids
Let's go look at what is CCJ doing. Let me look at this. Yo, I wish I knew why that chart continues to like just it keeps coming up on the left hand side of the screen, but these don't. Look at Alibaba. Alibaba just soaring, guys, going right to 80 bucks. There's your divergence. That's where your money's going to. Or their money, I should say. Let me see. God damn it, I'm so fucking pissed. Fucking JP Morgan. JP Morgan, target hit. Got right back to the 100-day. Nice job. You're almost at $200. You're up almost 100. You're up about 75%. All right, here goes. Let's see.
I ran the numbers on Quicken. It's totally in my budget. Bad, Mr. Sparks. Quicken tracks all my income and spending, and even built me a personalized budget, so it's easier to save more. This is amazing. I know. It is.
You might be able to look for a long here on NVIDIA. If you hold 103, 102, 102.50, See if you can break above the 100-day.
We help you create that special place. And because we know you're busy, we bring the showroom to you at your convenience and provide a design expert.
APR and Corber announcing acquisition of Mercury Gate.
That's brutal.
30-day bond
That just kind of fucking pisses me off, actually.
right now to schedule your free in
That Kilo Romeo terms not disclosed.
There's the spy pulling back. What's up, Drew? And Tesla's pulling back now, so that is a thing. That is happening. So far, 3 for 3. Palantir pull back off the bell. Baba, JP Morgan longs. Bada bing, bada boom.
AINS shares resuming trade now. Kayla, India, November, Sandy. $7.72.
Let's see here. Let's go see if the spy. Let's go look at the spy really quickly. Let's go look. You know what's crazy? I was thinking about something yesterday. I know, like, everybody's like mad at whatchamacallit, like Israel or whatever. But like, wouldn't like the normal common sense thing to do is like not like where like they get mad at Israel, and again, I'm not going anywhere with politics and stuff. I'm just wondering why they wouldn't help with these terrorists and then figure out what they're going to do with the land and kind of share and work together. Like, wouldn't that be the common sense thing to do? I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? They want to bring it out to South Side Chicago and bring out the street shit. It's okay, bet. You know? Shit's going to be popping. But I just can't help but laugh that they're so mad at Israel, but yet won't stand up and actually govern their countries and make it safe for people. So it's kind of like, which is it? You know what I'm saying? Well, which is it? Because from my point of view, it looks like you got a little bit of, you're contradicting yourselves by saying, yeah, this is wrong, but you're not going to say that that's wrong, but you're not going to do something about that being terrorists in the first place. You know? Letting them build tunnels, letting them hurt, terrorize your state. Where's your, at least they're gonna govern their country and their people and places around them. It's get eaten or be eaten, or no, it's eat or get eaten. Sorry, I kind of was just like, come on, like, why wouldn't they just like fight for civilization and the public, and then figure out what they're going to do with this Palestine, Gaza, situation with land and religion, but that's common sense. You know what I'm saying? Half of them still live in a 14th century ideology. Yeah, we're still studying that BC. where we can attempt. We're still trying to turn, get rocks to make fire. Let's see. So the SPY actually, guys. So here we go. Yeah, this could be good. So we do have, in the short-term time frame, I think we could get a nice little pullback. Let's see if we get a nice little pullback here off of 525. And this is what I was talking about a few minutes ago. It's like I was saying, okay, you know, if you think we're going to go test Friday's low or any part of Friday, put a number 1. If you think we're going to start to reject up here, put a number 2. I wanted to see if anybody kind of saw what I was seeing. I'm not saying that we can't, but the probability is that we still see another little pullback before we get there. I really believe that. I think if you do break this level right here and we turn it into support, you start to turn this into support, watch out. It's going to be guns blazing right to 535, 540. So 530, yeah. So keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this little box there. The box that I have, the bottom end of this is at 523.80, and the top end is 525.03-ish. And we'll see. Here we go. Can you break out on volume? If you can get some volume behind us, watch time and sales here. Watch for some big orders. Nope, look, them sellers are stepping in. Buyers are still, yeah, sellers are kind of like weighing the scale right now. Yeah, you got, yeah, sellers are still hanging. They still got more to sell here. What's LVL? Screen is small. What's the level? Oh, it's 524. It's 524 to like 525. It's like $1. It's like $1 range. Pretty much pre-market highs. Just watch that pre-market high. Watch this little pivot high right here. Sorry about that. And then what I would look for is to see if you can. You still gotta hold this. It's like a dollar area. You want to start pulling back into this level, which you can. You have some volume to support it to the upside. And what I would look for is a move right into 530. That's the target I'd be looking for. If you're able to start turning this into support. The exact level that I would look for is 525. You want to turn 525 into support. Oh, you're good, buddy. It's all good. You know, I'm not saying that I would trade this because, you know, these were the trades. JP Morgan to 200, 194, 195 longs to 200. Taking profits in front of the 100-day moving average. Alibaba. These were our longs, right? Alibaba. A little tricky there, but you bounced, pulled back to the 50-day, held it. Now you're roaring to the upside, targeting $80. Palantir to the downside. You know, back down to the 50-day pre-market lows. Possibly even 24. If the market bounces, then be careful with that because it might end up bouncing. Apple's back to pre-market lows. So that was the 3 trade ideas that I gave. JP Morgan, Palantir, and Alibaba. Those were the 3 I focused on. I was talking about Apple, that if Apple bounces back, the only way I'm getting short Apple would be up at the 50-day at like 210, 212. And you know what? You could probably look for a long on Apple because this court case with Google is still going to go on. All right, so this morning I talked about how Apple, you know, has a lot, actually gains a lot from Google, and this DOJ news from yesterday is pretty big, and it is actually if the ruling. If they go through with the ruling, right, because Google's obviously going to take it to the next court. They're going to fight it. Okay, they're going to fight this. So Google pays Apple $20 billion to place Google on their Safari. So Apple, if they're no longer allowed to pay them this revenue, that's $20 billion taken away from Apple. That's Microsoft gaining possible market share. All right. They also have an AI thing, and I said if the markets bounce, look at Microsoft making, it's above pre-market highs. You can see all of that stuff. So it's important to kind of, there's a little bit about kind of understanding what's going on with the markets, like as far as like, why Microsoft is stronger versus Apple. It's because Microsoft has more to gain with that Google news. People may not even have known it. Some people may not even know that Apple, has some nice revenue just from placing Google on their Safari. So, Google probably flat. No, it pulled back. Yeah, it's going back to where we opened, heading back to the upside with the overall market. Meta was actually kind of strong today too. Meta's had some good earnings and is still, from a price to earnings perspective, is still low-key inexpensive. And I remember saying back here, guys, that if the market bounces, where did we want to look? We wanted to look at Meta for strength, relative strength. So, yes, the market pulled back. Meta went with it. Let's see if we can continue with the relative strength here with Meta and look for that upside there on Meta. So Meta's one that I'm going to look for upside, and that's for tech, or mega cap tech, I should say. Damn, I'm so mad, bro. I'm not really mad, actually. I'm not mad. I just feel like I missed my opportunity there with JP Morgan, going through some of these charts. It's kind of frustrating. Let's see if we can get another opportunity. Let's see if I can get another opportunity to take an entry, even if I only make a couple bucks on it. So 500 is the level for Meta. You gapped up to 527. Break, boom. It's still going. What time is it? It's 10:45. Damn, look at JP Morgan, guys. It's up to 230. So you're up over 120 to 140%. So you got 120 to 140% on those JP Morgan 100 calls. Unbelievable. Wait, 100 doesn't sound right. I thought it was a $200 stock. Yeah, I don't know why that said that. They were 200. Yeah, 200 calls. It says here, and it's wrong. Look what it says. It says 100. JP Morgan 100. I don't know. I don't know what that's for. I don't know why it says 100 there. I don't know. Maybe 100 shares. I think everybody should know that. Damn, man. That sucks. And that's the target. Wow. So, fuck. That's what I said. We were paying $2 for a $4 or $5 move. That should give us 100%. Quick, easy math with options. Knowing what the delta is and everything, that we didn't think we were paying too much. It's just volatility is going to be there. It's not that you're paying that much. It's just the stocks are going to move more than usual. It's a nice move. So what do I do? What do I do from here? Do I just end the stream? Do I try to look for something? Tesla is still remaining weak. Oh, Meta. I wanted to look at Meta real quick. That's what I was wanting to do. See if we can get like a 500 call. Where's the SPY at and what's it at? So look, the SPY is already up 1.5%. So, me personally, I think it's stupid to go long here. Can you make money? Sure. But I'm going to tell you right now, when the SPY gets to 1.8% to 2%, you're pushing your buttons. Like you're pushing your you're pushing your luck. All right? Because anything over 1.8 to 2%, the SPY hardly ever does. And when it gets to like 1.5, 1.6 on a 1.82% day, you see that sharp pullback at like 11:15, 11:30. Watch the SPY at 1.6 if you get there. 1.6, 1.65, and see if it just doesn't out of nowhere, yeah, just randomly just start to sell off, and it goes right back down to 1%. Then you look for that climb from like 1.2, 1%, for that move back to 1.8 to 2%. See if that happens. Watch. Guarantee it's going to happen. They're just going to cut those contracts in half, and then you can pick them back up, ride them into the end of the day. Watch, I'm telling you. I know that I used to trade the SPY every single day, 3-4 times a day, on days that it wasn't moving, and I just haven't traded it here in the past 8 months. Like, really, like 6 months. I've traded it a few times. Every day I used to just trade that thing like crazy, and, it's not how you should, but it got kind of boring. And just because something's boring, it's neither here nor there. Your job is to make money, so it should be boring. But, I'm human, so. What do they want for a 500 call? They want $7. That's insane. It's not that insane, because this thing could be at 510 tomorrow, 520 by Friday, Thursday. We could look at Tesla. That's so funny. Look at JP Morgan, guys. It's still going. Look how strong that thing is today. Look at that. Look at that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, what's that? Meta? Yeah, it is there now. It is there now. Oh, fuck, man.
We thought we had planned carefully for our retirement.
But we quickly realized we needed a way to supplement our income.
Our friends sold their policy to help pay
I have the SPY. Yeah, look, it's at 1.7. It's just ripping. That's because it broke out to this range. So you have a gap here. Like, you have nothing stopping you. So look for a run back to like 530. And let's see. Notice how, make sure you watch the volume on this breakout. There's just, see, this is where you come into the gap. The SPY is in its gap right now. Right? There's nothing here. There's nothing there, really. Again, it doesn't have to do it, but more like 7 to 8 times out of 10, normally it will do it. It'll do it around like 11:15, 11:30, 11. You'll have that random. Just watch for it. You'll see it. You'll see, and if you're gonna watch daily options, if you're watching the SPY, keep an eye on it. Just watch it and see. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It'll just randomly. It'll randomly just sell off. It'll randomly sell off, and you'll see the premiums just crushed. You'll see the premiums get crushed, and then that'll leave you like that second opportunity, second leg to take it into the end of the day. Again, this is all hypothetical. Things could change. News could come out. But right now we are walking it up. And I would expect that pullback to take us into 524. I think you still need to pull into 524. You kind of did it already. Actually, you did do it right there. Boom. Well, look, here's your breakout. Pulled it back in, and now you rallied, and then you're going to look for 525. This is crazy. You're at 1.58%. JP Morgan's up to just under 2.5%, man. That's a nice trade, man. That was a really nice trade. For anybody that took JP Morgan, congratulations. Great job. It's a double bottom right off of 194. Here's your entry. You know, your exit and target was 200. So, Palantir is it's across the board, guys. It's across the board. So that's three stocks that I gave out. 2 longs and 1 short. You know, I talked about Apple, but I wasn't, you know, I told you guys I wasn't trading Apple until it got back up to 210 in that 50-day. I'm so frustrated I didn't buy JP Morgan. Kind of pissed off at myself. Starting to get there. That was an easy money trade. And that's what I talked about this morning, is about finding the easy money trades. It was an easy money trade. Microsoft, if we can get a pullback, you can see it hitting the 200-day right now. You guys can see this 200-day moving average at like 404.70, 404.65. You could look for a move to 410 off of those pullbacks. Look for a long to get that gap fill up on Friday's close at 408. We'll say 408. And look for a move into like 408, 410 off of pullbacks. But you want to get pullbacks. You want to make sure you get a pullback. Like off of this level here at 405, 404.75. You want to look for that pullback. And maybe that pullback takes you into the end of the day. And then at the bell, you get long for that gap up. And you're looking for 410. If not, you know, 415. Really 420. Thursday's high. The market's been oversold for quite a few weeks. Think about this. This is the first week out of 2 weeks that, you know, the market hasn't pulled back. Like, look at all this. This has been 3 weeks of downside. Pretty much. Ever since earnings, for the most part, started. Damn, we're already getting oversold. It's so funny. We just barely bounced back. And look at all those tails that are on the 15-minute chart. Look at all those tails. Look, 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 look. Look at that. Look at all those tails. Sell, 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 sell. That's so funny. Oh shit, I forgot about CrowdStrike today. There's been a lot of people talking about CrowdStrike. And it's not even moving as I expected. I think CrowdStrike's a dirtbag. I'm going to be honest with you. CrowdStrike is like Hamas. It's a freaking dirtbag. It really is. It's ignorant. It's selfish. It's a terrorist. you know, terrorizes his community. Because of CrowdStrike, names like Palo Alto can't have, you know, a normal life because of the madness with CrowdStrike. ZS, ZS is okay. Net had killer earnings, but it can't even get above prior day's high because of all the uncertainty. And you know what's crazy? Microsoft was going to take over this space, and they kind of didn't say anything about it. If you guys remember, for anybody that's been trading for a few years, you guys remember this day here? No, that was earnings. That was earnings. Where was it? I got to go to the daily chart. I think that was it right there. Man, that's crazy. That was earnings. I think it was that day right there. I think it was that day right there that where Palantir sold off. Or Palo Alto sold off. That was the news. And I think it might have been, it might have been right there because you had the gap down and everything right there.
EGTX, PG Therapeutics, after their earnings hitting new highs now, Tango Golf, Tango X-Ray.
Let's see, bounce back. I have the picture and the chart saved for a reason. Because that's stuff you don't want to forget about. When Microsoft says that it's going to... So, say that's a playbook, right? That's a playbook type of trade there. When you get news that Microsoft was thinking about stepping into cybersecurity and Palo Alto's biggest client is Microsoft, what do you think that's going to do to the stock? You know what I mean? So, I have... there's actually a lesson with it. If you guys see here, it is right there. This is it, Palantir right here, or Palo Alto. Look at that morning. Hit VWAP, bang, second entry. Consolidate through lunch. A little more downside in the afternoon, but look at that. Just massive move down. Massive move down. It's a nice lesson in this. Nice lesson. Look how big those candles are. So if CrowdStrike keeps it up, you know, these companies are going to have to worry about, you know, someone else stepping in. Here's what you could do. You could look for a nice little long here. If you get a pullback and you hold prior day's high right there at 300, look for pullbacks into 300 for a move back to 305. It's a nice little trade there. You should start to pull back now. Let's go look at SPY. All right, SPY, what you going to do, bro? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's pull it back. Pull it back. 524. I don't understand why this is doing that. I need a pullback to VWAP. I need a pullback. I need a pullback here. Apple's still climbing. Apple is still climbing. This was actually the level that I gave you guys to watch for Apple if you wanted to like take an early position or if you felt confident in the weakness. But again, I don't think you're going to see much weakness just yet because Google's going to fight that case. You did gap down off of earnings. And, well, you didn't gap down. You opened up kind of right around where you closed, bounced, and then gap down.
CBC Pro is for all those investors out there who are following recent trends and want to figure out what to do next.
So here we go. Gap down, bounce, pull back. Just curious if this pullback, like how we bounce, pull it back, or like it bounces back around and you bounce into like this level. I want to see if we start to,
Nasdaq is up 294. Crude is
I
up
don't know.
88 cents. $73.80.
Can't explain it.
Natural gas up 7 cents at $2.02. Gold down 16.30 at 24.2810. Bitcoin futures up 27.20 at 56,490.
come on, man. I'm sorry, guys. I just, the chart is like really lagging still. There we go.
First of all, you have to look at the fundamentals. Yesterday was all about vibes and positioning. In fact, we got some really good economic data from the ISO services report that came out. Yesterday was scary. We haven't seen anybody carry trade flow like that. And,
Yo, that's so weird.
but you have to remember when markets
Remember when I brought up that
out.
eToro?
Haven't seen a yen carry trade
No.
blow up.
She works for him. And I just brought up that company yesterday. Tell me that is not... Listen, I go through this all the time. Like this, like, it's just so weird. I do it all the time. So, yeah. The fact that I brought up eToro yesterday when people were talking about brokerages, that's her... That she works... or at least she used to. I think she still does. I think she still does work for that broker. The reason I don't have the sound is because they'll copyright me for whatever reason. But let's all, just, kind of embrace the beautifulness that is Morgan Brennan. She is so goddamn sexy. It's just for a moment of silence.
Well, I think claims are going to be a big deal because the worry
All right.
about the job market. And honestly, earnings have looked really
All right.
well. The S&P 500
From a macro standpoint.
have beaten their profit expectations by, I think, 80% of them have beaten expectations.
Yeah, I know. JP Morgan making new highs again, up almost 2.6%. Up to 200. Great, nice job. Nice job again. If you gained any value, you can always get back. Hit the like button, subscribe. This is a nice, easy trade here. Again, I missed it. I was scanning the markets, and she just kind of went. She just went. So, it's all good. It happens. It's a nice, beautiful double bottom. Alibaba's still holding on. That's a nice bounce back off of the 50-day. Another one where we're targeting $80. This might have room. The reason I don't want to trade it is because you'll notice here at like 11:30, this thing likes to just trade sideways. And I'm not going to sit in this thing if it's not going to give you any continuation. Like, normally, if this had news or had something to continue to take it, like, I wouldn't mind taking it here. Because now I know we're making this support, and I'm going to know fairly quickly if 78 is going to hold or not. And watch, just because I'm not going to take this means that it is going to go to $79, $80. Watch. Watch.
I think so.
But normally Alibaba likes to just like trade sideways at the, at lunchtime or so. You could see what it did yesterday and even days following, right? It moves in the morning and then it just trades sideways. Moves down, trades kind of like really slowly.
Running mate in the 2024 presidential election, and former Chief of Staff VP Mike Pence, Mark Short, joins us on the phone now. Mark, it's great to have you on. The significance of this. What do investors need to know or need to understand about this pick?
Well, thanks for having me. I had the fortune to get to know Governor Walz during COVID because, as you know, the Mayo Clinic is headquartered in Minnesota, and they were doing groundbreaking therapeutic research, as well as 3M is headquartered there, and they were providing a lot of the medical equipment. And he could not be a more gracious and kind person. But having said that, I think it's a bad omen for the governing philosophy because if the reporting is accurate and she was scared away from picking Shapiro because of the pro-Palestinian wing of her party, I think that's a concern for how she might govern because I don't think people question that she's certainly on the more progressive part of her party. And if she's scared off by those activists for choosing somebody who's considered more moderate because he's pro-Israel, I think that that's a bad signal for how she might govern if she's in the White House.
Okay, so she's now officially the Democratic nominee. We now have a vice president pick. Are we going to get some more details on policy here?
You know, I don't know. I certainly think so,
Tesla.
but it certainly appears that I think that President Trump would be better to focus the campaign based on policy, but he's been instead looking to focus on personality. And this weekend attacking a very popular Republican governor who defeated Trump's pick in a primary by 50 points, and he said he's questioning whether she's African American or Indian American. And if that's the case, then you may see the Harris campaign decide, why expose ourselves on policy issues if he's going to hurt himself by focusing on personality.
Sorry, limiting the running big time, bro.
Get into policy. It doesn't seem
Did you?
that we're on at this point, though.
Mark, it's been pretty common.
Take a look at Lumen. Yeah, you did. You pulled it up. You've been watching that thing every day, right? You've been on Lumen every day. It had earnings today, didn't it? Pretty sure Lumen had earnings.
In terms of the electoral math,
Yeah, I wanted to focus on some of the mega cap names, some large cap names for liquidity reasons.
experience having worked for Donald Trump as president, were there things
I'm pretty sure Lumen had
or that the pick of Mike
yeah, Lumen had earnings yesterday.
significant in terms of how he was going to govern, or was that just a totally different set of issues?
No, I think it was.
What was
Chief of Staff, I was Trump's head of legislative affairs in the White House, and I think that, Mike.
let me see here. See, I feel like I've already traded this and it just keeps sitting there between $3. Nice job. But nah, man, nice job, buddy. Nice job. Nice job. You got above that $4 level. Got above $4. There's your resistance of 5. You might get a move. I don't know if you do, but I think you got to look for $8. If you have any more upside, I would look for like $7.50, $8,
How much priority do we put
and 10.
in this cycle?
Yeah.
I think that the polling industry has been broken the last
What are the spreads like on this thing?
tell from polling is trends.
Not too bad.
I don't think it's as accurate today to give you a snapshot of exactly where you are, but I don't think there's any doubt that you can
Nice job, man.
trade to see that it's that down a matter of 3 weeks from where the trend was Trump was pulling away from Biden.
Yeah, it very well could.
Turned absolutely upside down. I think by all
It could.
appears that Harris is in front of Trump.
You're seeing here, you're in the gap.
Thanks, John, for having me.
So you're in the gap. You have to break 502. You have to break 502. You gotta break it. It's got a nice thing. Here's the thing. You may not. Because you had more volume on this last week's upside than you do today. Kinda. Peaking volume, I should say. Bust it down, Tatiana.
Ticker BAX. Baxter issues voluntary nationwide recall of one lot of heparin sodium chloride injection due to potential elevated endotoxin levels.
Listen.
Ticker
TAX.
TAX.
Tax? I don't know what. So there was. Something just came out. Okay, watch the SPY here. See if the SPY starts to pull itself back. Looks like it wants to. I might go make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something really quickly while this market tries to attempt that pullback. Now watch. See here, where were we at? See, you see how I'm saying we're back down to 1.4, and that pullback was.
Ticker PSX. Phillips 66 plans job cuts to advance strategic priorities.
PSX. Job cuts, guys. More job cuts.
Ticker PSX.
More job cuts. You just got another news alert for companies laying off. So it's here. It's here. Well, really, I would say this is your second leg of layoffs. See, you had mega cap tech, you had big cap tech, you had technology names start to lay off at like late 2022 into 2023. Then you had like another little round of layoffs. But this year, you've had consistent, like across the board, energy, tech, healthcare. You're seeing a lot of layoffs start to happen. This is going to start to show up. This is going to start to show up. All right, SPY. I'm looking for like 522. Well, I'm sorry, not 522. Watch 524 first off, but 523. 523 and these pivot highs at 523.50. Right there. I'm sorry, right there. 524, 523.50. I'm hungry. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm fucking starving. And I usually don't eat that much during the day. I can't remember. I don't think I had dinner yesterday. I mean, I had something to eat, but I had some chicken for lunch. Yeah, I don't think I ate yesterday. Afternoon. So what's your target at, Tyreek? On that? I think you have... I think you have pretty much did your ATR, and I feel like what's the you'd have like here's how would you figure out how far it has to go? How would you go about doing that? I mean, I know you know what you're doing this stuff. I'm just saying. Like, I can't see a day where, like, how much was this day? What was this? So that's $4. Yep, you broke it. Check out $6, $5.98. $5.98 now. Nice job. That's a nice entry point there with a nice breakout in volume. $365, 345. I guess you could have another dollar left on here. Yeah, look for $6, Tyreek. Yeah. So what I would do is I'd look at a few different things. I would expect this thing to have at least another dollar if it's going to go. You could use a couple different formulas. This thing's already up 100%. Watch for $6. Yeah, none of us really know, but you can look to see. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second.
Absolutely. I think it's important to talk NVIDIA due to its large mega cap and exposure that it has to the market. But we've had earnings so far, and the hyperscalers have told us that they're, again, increasing their CapEx spending. And who does that benefit? That naturally benefits NVIDIA. All AI points back to NVIDIA, at least in this early stages that we are. There's concerns with the Blackwell chips delays that were announced yesterday, but there's definitely stock gaps that NVIDIA has put in place. There's even demand for their Hopper chip. But what's important about this NVIDIA issue that we're assessing, especially with Blackwell, that's a supply side issue, not a demand. There's back orders that will eventually normalize. So I think that's very important to pay attention to. And also, out of all of the trades that I'm providing you today, Nicole, when there is downturn and there's volatility from an options perspective, that heightens premiums. That is such a dream for an options trader. And yesterday I had one of the best trades that I've seen on NVIDIA, and adding it to your longer term portfolio. NVIDIA is a stock I absolutely would own. Don't trade because of the high beta that it is. But yesterday, or even earlier today, if you sell an at the money cash secured put, that's about 45 days out, putting us in the September 20th expiration. At the money be around 100. You could collect $10 worth of premium within 45 days. That's 10% of premium that I would make, giving myself a $20 spread of profit potential.
Right.
That's a rare opportunity.
Yeah. All right. Some of your thoughts, Kevin Green, on the chart, please.
Yeah, you can see some of the optimism that Jessica has as of this moment here. I mean, we had a little bit of a pullback, but the primary trend is still bullish. So when you're looking at a one-year daily chart, you can see that obviously the uptrend that we've seen in the market, and now having a little bit of a pullback. Now you could actually say that this is potentially a flag formation that is forming out here for the stock, maybe a little bit of a consolidation or a pullback period. But we are trying to really retest that lower channel line, and that's just one thing that I wanted to really highlight. We broke through. Obviously, we had some macroeconomic pressures, tested a key area of support at around $90, and now we're trying to move back to the upside. Now, reclaiming that trend line will be key here, Nicole. If we actually do see a failure, we could also see the 200-day SMA being the first critical area of support at around $81.14, and then below that, $75. Now, one thing to just keep in mind, the RSI is bearish right now, making lower highs as well as lower lows, and MACD actually did cross with the 12 EMA below the 26 and below that zero line. Still primary uptrend, but it has some work to do here in the near term, next 2 weeks, in order to try to reclaim some of these key levels to the upside.
Yeah, understood. Jessica, when you look at those charts that Kevin Green is showing us, when we see NVIDIA, and I know you're doing a cash secured put on this that expires on the 20th of September, but long term, you said you do like NVIDIA for the long term, right? Don't trade it. It seems like one you believe in.
Absolutely. We deploy a cash secured put to add to a longer term portfolio. It obligates you to buy the stock if it moves adversely. And actually, by deploying this type of strategy with the strike selection and premium that I'm receiving, my break even is actually $90 per share. So that's where that cushion comes in. So meaning, if it does move adversely, I'm okay buying 100 shares at $90 per share, and I'll continue to deploy strategies to reduce my cost basis. But yes, AI is here to stay. We're definitely in the early innings of that. There's volatility and uncertainty ahead. We're even challenging places within the market right now, but post-election, there tends to always be a rally nonetheless. So longer term, absolutely with NVIDIA. Thank you for that clarification.
All right, all right. How about Apple? Tell us a little bit about the Apple story.
Yeah, absolutely. So today Apple, aside from the rest of the days, did have a bit of a sell-off because of the antitrust case that was raised with Google. But we need to remember that this is an antitrust case against Google, not Apple. And there are other agreements, perhaps even more favorable agreements that Apple has with other search providers. Now, it does make up about $20 billion worth of their revenue. That's very, very high. However, this is a longer term implication. Google has already told us that they plan to repeal that, which means it's going to take a few years before we even get that. And we need to remember something very important about Apple. Apple has a wonderful management structure. During COVID, they did not overhire. They are notorious for having that cash neutral position, which is beneficial in this type of environment. So from a management perspective, out of all the mega cap stocks, they have proven to do very well from that management structure. They don't deploy AI too quickly. They are strategic. So there's ample time that I believe they will deploy that strategic process that we've seen them do consistently.
All right. What do you think of Apple here at 207 today, Kevin?
Yeah, we did see a little bit of a retracement from the highs of around $237 for Apple, but overall it's still in a bullish formation. One thing to just kind of highlight here on the one-year daily chart is going to be the 200-day moving average. We could see on the left-hand side, back in November we tested it. It was a key area of support. We did the same thing in January and February of this year. Key area of support, broke through it, then broke higher pretty much in the month of May, and then we continue to rally to the upside. A really nice, strong, bullish trend to the upside. Now, the divergence that we had when the stock hit $237 versus where the S200 SMA was residing at that point in time was actually pretty wide if you're looking at it on a historical basis. So we are kind of seeing a reversion to the mean back to that 200-day. But here's the big thing that is a bright spot for today's candle if we are able to hold up. It's a nice hammer candle. It's a green hammer candle, and that is actually ultimately bullish, and that is coming at an area of support at around $200. You would like to see a reversal back to the upside, reclaim the 50-day and the 20-day to be able to move higher here. RSI is in a bearish divergence, or was in a bearish divergence. We did recognize that bearish activity here has not gone into oversold territory yet, but keep your eye out on that. The MACD does appear like it wants to cross that zero line with the 12 EMA below the 26 EMA. So that is something that we might see in the next couple of trading sessions if we do see a failure here. But overall, the chart is bullish. I would say the key area of support in order for it to hold and bounce off of would be that 200-day moving average sitting at around $189.84 to hold.
And we'll continue to watch the Google story because the obvious after this antitrust case would be for Google to be blocked from the current approach of paying to be the default search engine on devices such as Apple's and Samsung's. But they'll work that through over a period of time. Eaton Corp, last but not least here, Jessica.
Absolutely. Now, going back to where this sourced from, looking at the sectors overall from the earnings picture, the mega cap tech, or the Mag 7, had depleting earnings growth, still very, very high because they were carrying the market. However, there is an increase on the industrial side and the healthcare side. So I do favor both industrials and healthcares. And this is just from my screening, finding a stock that's going to pull that if you don't want to have just sector exposure and ETN. So there is a possible slowdown that's happening in manufacturing that we see with all the others, but from what earnings have reported thus far from the industrials, this is coming out on top. They reported with a beat and a raise. Their strong results were driven by Electrical Americas. They had 9% year-over-year growth in electrical, and their overall electrical backlog is up about 27% from an organic basis. So I've really, really liked seeing that just driven increase in demand, and that's good for future earnings potential and definitely adjusting on PE multiples. This trade, just like with Apple that I didn't share, I apologize, I'm still looking at selling premium. I want to sell a covered call. This allows me to reduce my overall risk exposure, again, going out about 45 days, giving myself some upwards momentum. When you sell a call on shares that you already own, you're capping your upwards potential, but you're also getting premium upfront. And that overall, slowly over time, is actually going to reduce the amount of capital that I've spent and is really a strategic strategy to deploy during a sideways market, even a bearish market or a bullish market on securities that you already own.
All right. Thank you for that explanation. When we look at Eaton here, 1 year, 26.65%, a winner. you know, Kevin, I want you to take a look at the charts. Of late, 3 months down about 15%.
I appreciate it, man. I like that.
Kevin Green?
Yeah, the chart is still very constructive.
Like
here.
I say,
we had
I just
a nice run to the upside over the last year, and actually the velocity of that move that we saw pretty.
I was kind of focusing on some of these mega cap names just for liquidity reasons. I don't want anything to happen, and I'm stuck inside a trade. But it is a nice move. It's a really nice move. I'm just eating a sandwich real quick. Just give me like 2 minutes.
61.8% retracement level at $251. Buyers did step in, and you can actually see that with the volume profile starting to develop right now. Now, we are testing the 200-day moving average. Is that going to be an area of resistance? Maybe over the next couple of
Apple
sessions.
is struggling, man. It's not even testing
very large volume. That would also
prior
be
to
very
its
optimistic
close.
for the bulls in this market. MACD is already bearish, and so you're kind of looking for a bottom, and you want to see that turn here a little bit. RSI is kind of doing the same thing, bottoming at that oversold level. But once again, when you're seeing the velocity of the move and where prices have been and that retracement, you could make a case that a reclamation of the $300 level could be in the cards here in the next couple of weeks here, Nicole.
All right, Jessica, quick final thought.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a volatile market, but there's also a lot of potential catalysts that are on the forefront. We've got CPI and PPI paying a lot more attention to the labor market, and we've got NVIDIA earnings at the end of the month. So the market is absolutely moving because of this carry trade that's unwinding. So I'm exercising caution. However, I'm paying extra attention to the economic data and health. So definitely a lot to digest. Fun market these days.
All right. And congratulations on your new role at Stockbrokers. Jessica Inskip, stockbrokers.com, and our own Kevin Green there on the charts. Thank you both for the big three today. Coming up next, our spotlight on Alamos Gold, the president and CEO joining us to discuss its record earnings for the quarter and the state of the gold trade. That's next here on Trading 360.
Ameritrade is now part of Schwab, bringing you an elevated experience tailor-made for trader minds. Go deeper with Thinkorswim, our award-winning trading platforms. Unlock support from the Schwab Trade Desk, our team of passionate traders who live and breathe trading. And sharpen your skills with immersive online education, crafted just for traders. All so you can trade brilliantly.
Let's see here. We're getting ready to...
With Schwab investing themes, it's easy to invest in ideas you believe in. Spot a trend in electric vehicles? Have a passion for online gaming?
All right,
or
so
want
the
to
SPY is
explore the
pulling
space
back
economy?
here.
Choose from over 40
VWAP.
themes, each
we're
with up
going
to
into that
25
520.
stocks identified by our unique algorithm. Buy it as is or customize to align with your goals.
This could be a nice
All at your
entry point for a
fingertips.
long. Listen,
Schwab
if
investing
you
themes.
guys have, if any of you guys out there have like some confidence, solid confidence that you want to try to be long, and even if you're looking for like a 2-3 day move back to Friday's low, that is your entry point because you're going to know pretty damn quick. And not that it's you're going to know quick. You're not gonna have to give like the SPY that much room to know that you're wrong on the trade, right? If that's just my opinion. Like right here, you should be if anybody wants to get long, you should be getting long here. Use like VWAP, like below VWAP as your stop loss, right? Or if you want to wait and let it bounce and pay up for it, that's fine too. But then if it reverses, and you you buy in correctly, see that bounce? That's a nice bounce there. All right, if you're a person that thinks that we're going to test Friday's low and even Friday's close just anywhere in this region, that's your entry point right there. 522. 522. Damn.
But hey, if I tell you, going and snitching on Mia's Instagram and being like, your dad's looking at a blah, 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 I'll find you. Keys. These are the keys. Here's the Squadra. You hold the Mercy. Look at how this key is. I didn't know it was like that. Yeah, it's like a tractor key, literally.
But be careful. Again, I'm not suggesting you should do that. Just saying, simply stating, if you're somebody who wants to go long for an intraday day trade, like that would be an area that you would look to buy the dip at. At least the SPY. At least concerning the SPY. Come on, man. Fucking jerk off. I seriously want to know why this does this. I seriously want to know why. It's so ridiculous. Like, you can't just... And that would be your level. You would look for a move to 530. That's a nice break, retest, boom. There you go. 522. Alright, I may go ahead and try it myself. What are your guys' thoughts? Think we fail? Think we fail again back underneath it here? Or you think we can get back above 520, 523.50? What? What's the volume like here?
The best things in life come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 thumbs up. And now, buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, 2 months free. All for fast, reliable, nationwide coverage. Make the switch today. Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Smarts. They contain sildenafil and
Either 523.85 is going to turn into resistance. Like, see, even just buying down there, you would have been able to take profits on that pop and kind of just been like, okay, you know, I got a little bit of profit off there. Let's see what we got. You know, can we continue to extend? You still have volume. That's a really, really nice job, guys. Whoever took along there, great job. Nice job. Nice job. Let me see something. What's today? What's today's date? The 6th?
Getting ready. 45 minutes. Doing this? 3 seconds flat. When life plays dirty, water wipes. Water wipes. Pure, clean, healthy skin.
Watch her break down. Let's see. What are you going to do, Spy? What are you going to do? I will say, you have volume on your side. I wish I could get a new voice. I think I might try to get like a voice thing or something. Damn, we don't even have anybody here, do we? All right, that's fine. All right, guys, you guys have a great rest of your day. I think I'm up out of here. I don't know if we have anybody here. If there is somebody here, you can just chime one in at the comment section, and I'll stay on. If I post any trades or, listen, follow me on Twitter at Ivy League Trades. Hit the like button, subscribe. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Check Twitter for trade ideas because if I get into any trades, I'll be posting them on Twitter. You guys have a great rest of your day. I love y'all. Hit the like button, subscribe, sign up for a 101. Follow me on at Ivy League Trades. Donate to the stream. If you found any of the information useful. It's crazy that we do a lot of stuff here. And Palantir, JP Morgan, and Alibaba, JP Morgan, longs, Palantir off the bell, short, look for a pop. So all three of those worked out. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Consensus is, the R star, the neutral rate of the funds rate is somewhere between 2.5